So if you guys have seen in the last video, apparently art fight is happening. Now, like I said in the past, I'm not an artist whatsoever. I can barely draw a stick figure. I know that's like the common thing people say, but I'm being 100% honest. I can barely draw those motherfuckers. And I've already talked about the story on how I couldn't draw Thomas fucking Jefferson. But apparently you choose a team that you want to be on in art fight. Can't see it, but apparently there's like 2 teams that you choose, and you guys go up against each other, and you basically attack people with, you know, making fan art of your character. And it's a really nice concept. And you know, the more attacks you do, the more points that you earn, and it's a really cool concept, you know, to get people active in the art community. One of my friends are in it right now. Oh my god. But yeah, basically that's what art fight is all about. Is basically the way you attack other people is with creating fan art of their character, which is honestly really amazing. Speaking about awesomeness, if you guys have been on, you know, whether Twitter or whether Reddit or whatever platform, even on TikTok, because the video of the tornado is honestly like getting a whole bunch of views. If you guys have seen that North Dakota tornado, or I don't know if it was North or South Dakota. Okay, it was in Gary, South Dakota, and basically what the tornado did, I have never seen this in all of my years of, you know, being a person in meteorology. I've seen vortex breakdown, you know, with the Andover, Kansas tornado and that one other tornado that hit a forest, but I've never seen anything like this before in my life. I don't think any storm chaser has, where the tornado literally unravels itself and it literally starts doing the shake. Go look it up, Gary, South Dakota tornado. You guys can literally see the tornado just wobble there. But dude, I just can't wait until I turn 18 and then I'm actually able to be out of the control of my parents, because my parents would not let me drive to South Dakota just to see a tornado. That's literally one of the best photogenic sights to ever see. Like, I really wish there was someone out there with like a 35mm movie film camera just to capture that moment in its pure quality, because it's so fucking cool looking. And you know, stuff like that makes me proud to be, you know, part of the weather community, because you get to see like these meteorological events for what they are. And you know, try to think back to, like, you know, the Stone Ages and everything, and you know, cavemen seeing these things. Like, imagine you seeing, like, you know, a tornado unravel itself and, you know, perform that in front of you. And I don't care what anyone says, iPhones can only be cinematic to a certain degree, that because the iPhone footage is really not that good. It's amazing to look at still, it's just like I wish it was recorded in better quality. You know, iPhone always has this feel when you're recording video on it that other cameras can't recreate, and it's just mediocre at best. I just really wish someone was there with like an actual like 35mm, you know, Panavision, you know, camera, just to record that moment. Mark my words, if I ever, you know, have enough money, I am buying an RE film camera to film some of these tornadoes, because these are just so spectacular to look at. There was actually another tornado that happened this time actually in North Dakota, where it happened at like night, and it was just like really creepy and eerie looking. I don't think it hit anything, but it was just like really eerie and liminal. And it was just kind of eerie and everything, but I don't think it hit anything. Neither did the Gary, South Dakota tornado. I think it was just open field. Oh yeah, and another thing, someone actually got engaged in front of the tornado, and that was honestly the most perfect tornado to get engaged at. Meteorology is such an awesome and weird field. Stuff like this should get people, like, you know, interested in the field of weather, because it's just so amazing. Anyway guys, see you guys later. Bye.